The Outsiders was released in 1983 and then became overwhelmingly popular amongst the then young generation. It was a coming-of-age drama film, or in other words, a teen drama movie. And do you know who that director was? Don't worry, I'll answer. It was a trick question. It was none other than the Francis Ford Coppola, who will always be remembered for his most notable works like The Godfather, Bram Stoker's Dracula, Apocalypse Now, or The Rainmaker. You see, all of them are some heavyweight names in the world of cinema to date. The Outsider is a novel, though, written by Susan Eloise Hinton. She was a bestseller young adult novel writer in 1967. Coppola adapted her novel The Outsider to make this movie starring many of your favorite actors and actresses, like old Tom Cruise, Diane Lane, Matt Dillon, Patrick Swayze, or Christopher Thomas Howell, and etc. But it's been 38 years since its release. How are all those cast members now, and what happened to the nostalgic bands of The Outsiders? Don't you want to know? Stay tuned to the video. Hello guys, and welcome back to your favorite channel on YouTube, or your favorite entertainment channel at least. Today, I'm going to talk about the sensation of the youth of the early 80s, The Outsider movie, and its cast members and how they're doing, or just where they are in the wheel of time. Let me start with some interesting trivia about this 1983 movie. After the release of films like The Godfather or Apocalypse Now, Francis Ford Coppola became sort of a living legend in the Hollywood film industry. The Outsider used to be a sensational and one of the best-selling young adult novels in the United States back then. Sir Coppola used to visit the library pretty often in his spare time and would read quite a few books. It was the librarian of the Lone Star Elementary School and the students that inspired Sir Coppola to adapt the novel and finally turn it into a movie. Well, he did it, and he made history. To date, The Outsider got a cult following. And, no surprise, it was also received pretty well by both the audience and the critics back in its day. Also, The Outsiders has a multi-star ensemble cast. I mean, who wasn't in it? Tom Cruise, Matt Dillon, Diane Lane, Patrick Swayze, Tom Howell. I've already said all these names, but I love them so much I'm going to say it twice. You name it. Let's check into their whereabouts back then and versus their recent profiles. Christopher Thomas Howell. This guy played the central lead character of the film, Ponyboy Curtis. Back in the early 80s, he was just 16 years old. Before performing in The Outsider, he had another major project in his bag, which happened to be the 1982 science fiction movie. Can you guess the name? It was E.T., the extraterrestrial, directed by none other than Steven Spielberg. Being part of such major films, he had quite an active schedule since then. He starred in many movies like Soul Man, Red Dawn, Fatal Affair, Side Out. His most recent works can be noted on the TV show Southland. He's also appeared in the 2012 movie The Amazing Spider-Man, starring Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone. He also performed as a renowned voice artist in many superhero movies like Justice League, The Flashpoint Paradox, or Suicide Squad, Hell to Pay. Awesome movies, by the way. He also voiced popular video games like people in Injustice 2. I think he really likes DC. Matt Dillon's character in The Outsider was a rowdy, whimsical, petrol-head teen boy from the Greaser gang. His name was Dallas Winston, aka Dally. Despite having a rough and tough persona, people really loved the character. The end of the role was very tragic, and Matt Dillon played that part with amazing subtlety. He was just 19 when The Outsiders was filming. That's pretty impressive. Matt Dillon is a regular in the Hollywood industry today. He also works outside of Hollywood with European directors like Lars von Trier. He's acted in several movies like Rumblefish, that was also directed by Sir Coppola, and then Mr. Bodyguard, Kansas, and many more. Although some of his more popular works are Wild Things and There's Something About Mary. He also played the lead role in The House That Jack Built by Lars von Trier, and a side role in the movie Tom Hardy starred in called Capone. In 2004, he even got an Oscar nomination for his performance in the movie Crash. Dillon's always been an A-lister in the industry. He even used to date a lot of mainstream beauties like Heather Graham or Cameron Diaz, but he's preferred to stay a bachelor up to this point. In the movie The Outsiders, Ralph Macchio played the role of Johnny Cade. He was 22 at the time. And he was probably the nicest guy in the entire gang, and also the best friend of Ponyboy Curtis. But he actually got his fame for his role in the movie Karate Kid. He also appeared in some shows like My Cousin Vinny or The Distant Murder or How I Met Your Mother. Some of his more recent works can be noted in 2018, like in the show Cobra Kai. His show got nominated in the Outstanding Comedy Series category in the 73rd Emmy Awards, and the show is still streaming on Netflix. Rob Lowe played the character of the elder brother of Ponyboy Curtis. His name in the film was Soda Pop. Soda Pop was a very popular and handsome guy in the neighborhood. Lowe was the debutant performer for The Outsiders, but later he co-founded the group Brat Pack, which was a group of young film stars of the 80s who used to appear in movies together. Since The Outsider, Rob Lowe became a regular in the industry. The Brat Pack appeared in shows like Bad Influence, Class, Oxford Blues, etc. But after a while in 1988, he got into a scandal regarding a sex tape, and it hampered his career just a little. Until 2000. After 2000, he began to reappear in The West Wing, and it garnered him 2 Golden Globe nominations with 1 nomination of Emmy. After that, he starred in a lot of shows like Parks and Rec, Code Black, 911, Lone Star, etc. My man Patrick Swayze played the role of the elder brother of both Soda Pop and Ponyboy, whose name was Derry. It was his second movie, and he was 31 years old. His previous work was Skate Town, USA, but he got a lot of recognition from the 1987 movie Dirty Dancing. After that, he appeared in movies like Ghost, Point Break. The incredible fact about him, though, is that in 1991, he was entitled as the people's sexiest man alive. He got nominated for the Golden Globe Award 3 whole times for his performances in Ghost, Dirty Dancing, and To Wong Foo, respectively. Sadly, both his time in the spotlight and on Earth are no more. In 2008, he got diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, but he kept working on shows like The Beast, Jump, etc. His last work was in the film Powder Blue, which was released in 2009. That was also the year he passed away. Sorry for bringing the mood down. Tom Cruise is probably the man who doesn't need to be introduced to modern moviegoers, but I'm gonna do it anyways. In this movie, he belonged to the Greaser Gang, and his name was Steve Randall. Back then, he was just 21, and he had a pretty small role in this film, but if you know him, you know how big a success grab this guy's got to date. Since the movie Risky Business, which was released some months after The Outsider, he became an A-lister in Hollywood. He's appeared in numerous blockbusters like The Rain Man, Top Gun, A Few Good Men, The Last Samurai, Eyes Wide Shut. I don't even need to list some of these. And he worked with some legendary directors. Now he's working on his movie franchise, Mission Impossible. Cruise is considered one of the top grossing stars of all time with 3 Oscar nominations. He first married actress Mimi Rogers, but after their divorce, he married another A-list actress, Nicole Kidman, and Katie Holmes, both of which also ended up in divorce separately, by the way, not at the same time. Recently, he's been working on movies like Top Gun Maverick and Mission Impossible 7. The timeless star Diane Lane played the role of Ponyboy's love interest, Cherry Valance. She had quite a significant role in the movie, although she was only 18 while shooting the film, and before that, she had appeared in movies like A Little Romance alongside Laurence Olivier. Also, she was in another Coppola movie, Rumblefish. She got an Emmy nomination in 1989 for her role in the Lonesome Dove miniseries. By 1999, she also became an A-lister in Hollywood. She appeared in so many movies, and some of them include The Perfect Storm, Unfaithful, etc. Not only that, she achieved an Academy Award and a Golden Globe for her role in the movie Unfaithful. And then after that, she's acted as a voice artist in the movie Inside Out and performed in several films like Secretariat, Knights of Rodanthe, Under the Tuscan Sun, etc. Recently, you can see her in DC movies like Man of Steel or Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice, playing the role of Martha Kent, the mother of Superman. Alongside that, she also appeared in hit shows like House of Cards and The Romanovs. She also married another A-list act by the name of Josh Brolin, but they separated in 2013. And that's it for the day, guys. The video started with the 80s and is ending with a divorce. That's great, but in between them, it's a lot of information to process in a day. But Doesn't it feel like time travel, though, to know about the current situation of the incidents the stars were like all crazed around 38 years ago? Man, time flies. It creates such nostalgia. You know, I'm also eager to see your views in the comment section below about these films, and, well, I guess the film, the main one of the subject of the... Anyways, subscribe to the channel for more to come. See you in the next video. Peace!